I would like to welcome you also to our two-part seminar on significant structural changes in the 2021 IBC. Today, in part one, we will cover chapters 16 through 18 of the IBC, and tomorrow, in part two, we will cover chapters 19 through 23. You all, I'm sure, know by now that the structural provisions of the IBC are mostly not in the IBC at all. They are by reference to a number of standards. The design loads, including seismic design, are taken from ASCE 7, minimum design loads for buildings and other structures, and the materials chapters refer to material standards, chapter 19 to ACI 318, chapter 21 to the masonry standard, and so on and so forth. This slide I included to make the point that big changes, particularly in chapter 16, the big design chapter of the IBC, these days happen when the referenced ASCE 7 standard changes edition. So 2015 IBC was based on ASCE 710. The supplement number 1 is kind of incidental. When we went to 2018 IBC, the reference standard changed to ASCE 716. From ASCE 710 to ASCE 716, there were many substantive changes. And that meant that there were very substantive changes of chapter 16 from the 2015 to the 2018 IBC. That is not the case this time. 21 IBC, the document we are talking about today, is also based on ASCE 716, except that it includes now supplement number 1. So any changes in chapter 16 of the 21 IBC will come from supplement number 1 to ASCE 716. The second source of changes really is that some of the time a number of ASCE 716 changes were simply not implemented in the 2018 IBC. Those have now been implemented in the 2021 IBC. So those are really the two sources of changes in 2021 IBC. Now, this code, 21 IBC, was published, as you see, in October of 2020. So why the sudden interest after all this time in 2021 IBC? The reason is that the 2022 California Building Code, based on the 2021 IBC, will be adopted by the state of California on January 1 of 2023, which is just about 3 weeks away. So you absolutely need to come to speed on the 2021 IBC. Now, anytime we go to a new edition of the IBC, the first thing we need to recognize is that many of the reference standards change in the editions that are adopted. Okay, so this time, in going from 2018 to 2021 IBC, ASCE 716, I already mentioned the edition doesn't change, but supplement number 1 gets adopted. And we will talk about the resulting changes in chapter 16. The aluminum design manual, the edition has changed, but that is a half a page in the code that we are not going to bring up any further. The Concrete Design and Construction Standard, ACI 318, has been updated from the 2014 edition to the 2019 edition. That is a major standard. That is probably the most major standard update in the 21 IBC. There are very substantive changes between 318.14 and 318.19. We will talk about some of them, a very selected part of the changes in part 2 tomorrow. If we want to go any further, obviously we cannot do that in the time that we have.